don't go it alone. Build a support system. And this actually builds on the last video that I posted, which was all about us being stronger together in community. So let's really unpack this. First of all, I understand how vulnerable it can be actually reaching out for help. I said this earlier when I gave my own example about how I was embarrassed and I didn't want to reach out to people and be honest about the fact that I just didn't have the funds to cover my rent, which is a basic need. But now I have a much better understanding about that. So it's okay to be vulnerable and be honest with people because you never know what type of resource they might be able to give you. Maybe they won't give you the money directly, but they might be able to direct you to an opportunity or to a resource that can help in some way. So this could be trusted family members, trusted friends, or even professionals like financial advisors. And who knows, you might even have financial advisors in your family. So don't be afraid to be vulnerable with people that you trust and be honest, all right? Also, there are community resources like support groups, even peer networks, financial counselors. There are so many organizations around the country where they are there specifically to help people. So if you're having trouble with paying a light bill, if you're having trouble with paying rent, if you need some food assistance, pantries, there's a lot of different resources out there. So I encourage you to use, online search engines like Google or whatever you like to use and look it up. You'd be surprised at what's available to you. Also, your comeback is actually stronger when you share it with others. So you being vulnerable and honest enough to share with someone, hey, I'm down bad right now and I could use some assistance. And then let that time go by and they see you working on it and working on it and working on it. And then they see your success. It's like, oh man, I remember when you were down bad. Look at you now. So people love a good comeback story, rags to riches story, underdog story, all that. You know what I mean? We love a good turnaround. So, hey, don't be afraid to be honest. Also, what you want to do is get a win. Any win, listen, any win will do. And a win can be just something to get your momentum going. Small victories matter because those small victories add up to big victories. So even if it's just as simple as you taking the time to write out your budget. Okay, listen, I'm going to get honest with myself and with my finances. Let me take a look at my bank statement. Let me look at my spending over the last 3 months. Okay, I looked at it. Okay, here's what I really bring in. Here's my budget. This is what I'm going to do going forward to get everything back aligned and get myself in good standing. Just those things that sound simple because I just spouted it out in a matter of seconds. Once you do that, that's a huge win. So many people don't do that. So to, get back in control and empower yourself and actually do that, listen, that's a win that you can count and you can build on that win. So just, it could even be something like taking a course, a simple financial course, or even a course on like how to improve your credit. It could be paying off a small debt. Maybe you have a credit card with a balance on it and you haven't really been paying that balance off. Maybe you only been making the minimum payment. Like take the next few months and say, okay, in the next 6 months, I'm going to pay that down. You pay that down, that's a huge win for you. Really, every month that you're paying it down and lower, those are wins too. But imagine how it's going to feel once you completely pay that off. So these are wins, small wins, incremental wins that get you to where you want to be. It all counts. So you're not just surviving, you're actually building proof that you can do this and that you can succeed. Rebuild your identity. How we see ourselves matters so much. So instead of seeing yourself as just a big person who messes up or saying I messed up, reframe that into I'm learning and I'm growing, because we really do learn from all of our mistakes. And yeah, we do make mistakes, of course, but it can be a learning opportunity. And if you have since seen not to do it that way and you proceed in a different way, hey, it could have been worth it, right? So let's talk about restoring your self-trust, because sometimes we can start to have a lot of negative self-talk and not even trust our own decisions because of past decisions. So you definitely want to regain that trust. Take your belief in yourself back. And you can do that by making honest actions. The more you do what you say you're going to do, you tell yourself you want to do something, you actually do it, you gain more trust in yourself. And so that's something you have control over. You can do that. All right. And when you discuss setbacks, I want you to reframe it. It's a part of your legacy. You can discuss it like it's a story of resilience as opposed to how much you messed up and you didn't do this and you did that. Hey, you did this, but you still ended up here. So again, it's a story of resilience. Now, I want you to look forward to your legacy. That's right. Look forward to your legacy. Listen, transitioning from being stuck and coming out of those ashes, rising from the ashes like a phoenix. I always love that visual. This is you recovering, with growth, actually recreating and rebuilding those savings, rebuilding your credit, creating new goals, and then crushing them. Listen, this is you bouncing back. And by you bouncing back out loud, it allows others to see what's possible. You're actually being an example. So your comeback is not just for you. It is to empower those around you in your community as well. Remember when I said, if you're willing to be vulnerable with those that you trust, they see you working on this, and then they see you come out on the other side. How powerful is that? It just goes to show that not only can you turn it around, but others can do the same. And we need to see other people's examples to know what's possible for us. Here's your call to action. Listen, it's time to jump right into this. Remember earlier, I said, we're not waiting till next week. We're not waiting till next month. We are starting today. So what I want to challenge you is to come up with an action you can do immediately. Something you can stop. So kind of like stop the bleeding. You can create your budget or even reach out for help. But whatever it is, decide on what that action is going to be and do it today. Also, I want you to share your comeback stories in the comment section. If you've already gone through this process before, now you realize you're at a point where you need to do it again. Hey, share what worked before, what that story looked like for you, because that's going to remind yourself and others that this is possible. I know it's possible, so let me go ahead and do it again, or just encourage somebody else. Encourage me. I want to see your story. So please do share that. But again, your call to action is to choose some type of behavior to immediately stop and or create your budget and or reach out for help. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. In closing, I want to encourage you with this very empowering statement. The fact that you're here learning means you're already on your way back. So be sure to rewatch this if you need to, take notes, subscribe, click that like button, and you want to click the bell so that you can get notifications for every time I drop a new video. Thank you so much for trusting me with your journey, and I can't wait to see what you say in the comment section. Until then, you have a great week, and let's keep going up and elevating together.